Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Western Centurion Channel. And as promised yesterday, I'm going to do my first proper review. And the review is actually going to be for the Hornby Elite and there's a bit of software, Railmaster. Right, I decided to actually buy it with this set instead of buying it individually. I believe to actually buy the software and the E-Link from Hornby is around about £85. If I bring this down here, you see I actually paid £125 for the complete box set, which includes the E-Link and Railmaster software. Hornby are actually selling this on their website for £160. Yeah, I bought this in the Hornby shop at the Designer Outlet Village in Swindon for the 125, which baffles me a little bit. I don't understand why they're selling it so much more on their website, but hey ho. I thought it was a good bargain, particularly as it was the E-Link cars after and the Railmaster. So yeah, I think in total the train and for the loco and the 2 bits of rolling stock and the track comes to about £40. That I think is a real bargain. So yeah, so from there I've already got the box open, and this is what you get inside. First off, you've got the E-Link, a little plastic box, very light. I believe we get some crew. Yep, get the engine driver and fireman. You get a buffer stop. You have the 1 amp mains plug and a USB lead. But the loco itself is really nice. What is that? Yeah, it's a class 2721. When were these built? They were built in Swindon between 1897 and 1901. These were being built. Apparently they built 80 in total, and they were withdrawn between 1945 and 1950. I expect you've got some of them in preservation. I hope so, because they're a lovely looking loco, and designed by William Dean. Okay, so we'll be running this one as I do the software for you for the Railmaster. 1 piece of rolling stock. What's that, a 7-plank wagon? Can't remember what they're called. I just called them a low loader. Or was it bolster? Bogey or something. And a guards van with Gloucester written on the side, which is just down the road from us as well. So I believe this would have been working around the Gloucester area, and seeing that's got Swansea on there, I gather to Swansea and Cardiff and around that area in Wales. Alright, you get the play mat with it as well, and lots of other bits and pieces. Owner's manual, some about fitting the decoder, a little bit about looking after the loco, all the usual stuff you get in there. See the age there, 2012 product range. So yeah, it's 2-3 years old now. That's the E-Link CD, which you obviously put in your computer to load the software. Okay, right. So what I'll do now, I'll just stop the video and I'll set everything up and take you through the process of using E-Link, so you can see what it's like. Okay, back in a mo. Right, welcome back everyone. I've got everything set up now. You see I've got the loco on the track, have my iPad ready, laptop up and running, and the E-Link in place. On the side of the E-Link you have 2 lots of connectors. one is for the track and one is for programming. So I gather you could have some wires coming out the program connector straight to a programming track. Probably make things a lot easier when you come to setting up the CVs on the Loco and them wanting to run it. But at the moment I just do them separately, and I've been doing the programming actually on the running track at the same time, and it works fine. On this side we have the connector for the USB, which obviously goes into the laptop or your desktop, whichever you're using, and you have the mains live in, which is from the 1 amp plug. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Very, very simple to set up. What I will do, I will plug this in. Try and do it one-handed. There we go. And you should have the green light on the E-Link. And you generally hear, well, the laptop for me makes a little sound when USB is connected, so I know that's now connected okay. So what I'll do, I'll just put you back on the tripod. Let's try that. There we go. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There, and I'll open up the software. Alright. When I first loaded it, I had this desktop link which says Hornby Railmaster. Now after running it, it obviously needed to update, which is what it did, and it gave me another desktop link which just says Railmaster, so that's the one you want to use. It also installed some a couple of guides. One of them's the complete PDF guide to installing and running the software. The other one is a PDF guide for using your handheld device, and another one is about internet security. Well worth reading, particularly internet security, in case you have any problems, particularly with IP addresses and ports. I didn't have any problems with this, except for maybe an initial setup. The the IP address it told me to use in the instructions was actually wrong, but I'll try and take you through that, okay, after it's loaded up. So what we'll do is just open up Railmaster, come up here, because it's an unidentified program. I'll just click allow and wait for it to open up. On initial install, and when you put the disk in, with Windows Vista, Windows 7 and Windows 8, you've got to right click on the install icon and load as an administrator. Okay, it's very important you do that. I believe Windows XP is fine. You just click the execute button and let it load as it is. Right, because I've already set up a handheld, it comes up with a warning which basically just says Railmaster is configured for remote devices, yet the network configuration is set to obtain an IP address automatically. You must set a static IP address for this computer to allow remote devices to work correctly. Read the PDF guides. Alright, it comes up like that for me, but it works absolutely fine, as I'll show you in a few minutes time with my iPad. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just click on OK, get rid of that. Now what you can see here, this track layout, this is for the, if I go down here, we have Western Master sample program. Now basically what that is that if you set it up and you've already set up some motors on the point, you can click run, and what it will do, it will just take the Loco around the layout, pick up the goods wagons and bring them back out on the track and run around, and I believe it will even change the points for you, but obviously I haven't got that set up, so I can't show it. Oh yeah, this bit of software, you can download it from the internet, install it, and you have a 90-day trial. with it, which I think is exceptionally good. 90 days. The only drawback to it is that you can only run 2 locos at the same time and operate 4 sets of points, but that I reckon would give you a good idea as whether you would want to use it or not. And for that handheld, when you download the software, you can run that for 30 days, and that's the same, only 2 locos and 4 points, but it was enough for me to have a practice with and think, yes, I like this, and purchase it. The license for the handhelds is £9.99 for the first handheld that you want to use. Then for each handheld after that is £4.99. So still not a bad price, all considering what you can actually do. So in a couple of months' time, I'll probably download it for my iPhone, so I can use that because it's a bit smaller, and I'll only be running 1 loco really at a time. And on the right, we have the controls for the locos. Here you can see I've got a loco ID 6010. That's for the Flying Scotsman A3. And then I have a 2732. That's for the loco that we'll be running today. I then have a 4003, and that's for my Lodestar. Star Class GWR. Fabulous little loco that is. I got that from the Railway Museum, limited edition. They've still got some available. And 5786, that's a Class 57 pannier. So I brought that second hand from a local model shop. And then we have the second Flying Scotsman. But obviously the one we'll be using today will be the Class 2721. Alright, what I'll do, let's just turn around. Let me take the camera back off the tripod. Oh, I've got an image of me in the laptop. Right, so I can zoom you in a bit. There, if I double click that control, you can see it opens it up for us. And what we'll do is let's give it a bit of power. There we are. Loco's now operational. You have obviously your directionals here, and you have your speeds. That one is shunting, which will slow it right down. Then you have cruise, and the loco stopped, which is something I have noticed about this Class 27. I think it needs a little bit of lubricating, which I will get and do. So that is pretty much a cruise control. Once she gets back, I'll take you through these setting a loco up and assigning it a decoder ID for running. So obviously decoders all come as standard, don't they, as 03. But because with the Railmaster software, you can assign a running number or a decoder number of up to 4 digits. 9,999 maximum. Okay. Just coming back round, and what we can do, this one here is stop, unless you can hear, she's now stopped. So we'll just reverse. So yeah, you've got forward and reverse. Let's give a reverse and shunting mode. There we are. And we'll now stop there. Obviously these are for your sound functions. I know it only goes up to F8, I'm going to have to do a bit more research and find out if you can actually do more. I really don't know at the moment. Okay. So what next? Oh yes, I told you about the IP address, didn't I? Now, that will be for the IP address for when you come to the handheld. Alright, this software on the computer will do it automatically for you, so there's not a problem there. But when it comes to signing up the handheld device, it's worth. I'll show you the little trick on how to find out what the IP address is so you can match them up. Okay. Top left hand corner we have system settings, so if you click on that, it's just got some details like the Hornby Elite. It's on COM4, which is using for the controller at the moment, and a few more bits and pieces of detail down here. None of it really makes any sense to me. I gather the baud rate is to do with the internet. Don't know what the parity means, but a little bit of info for those who know what it always means. Loco detection, interesting, because if I close that down, up here, top right, loco detection inactive. There. Right, what that's for is setting up sensors around the track so that it can detect where your loco is at any given time, and that will come up on the layout that you have here. And I do believe it'll tell you which loco it is and where it is, so you can have numerous locos and you'll be able to watch them, a bit like in real life, I suppose. Pretty interesting. Obviously when I get the layout up and going, I'll certainly have a look into that. It's some additional software is required for it. One is the Pro version of Railmaster, which is actually an upgrade. They're asking £29.99, so pretty much £30 they want for that. But that'll be a way off for me at the moment, but I will look into it, and I will have a look in some of the forums and see what people are saying about it. Next one we have here, we have set up Locomotive. Alright, I won't press that yet because I'll need that on the programming. You can have edit program, so you can make a program for running the train, so you can say how long you want to run it for, what speed, to slow it down. Let's have a look, see what happens when I open it up. I'll just close that down. There we are. I haven't played about with this at all, but it's all here. Just what I'll do. I'll do another update sometime. If I play about with this, I'll do another update as a tutorial, I suppose. But this is just a basic overview. The next one is to design your layout. Help. Now I would click help, but unfortunately when it opens up, it actually shows you the activation codes for the software on the laptop and the program on my iPad. So for obvious reasons I don't want to show you that, but there are other things on there, and one of the important ones is a button for deactivation. So if you have problems with your computer, you need to get onto that to deactivate it. That way you can load it onto another hard drive and reactivate it with the same code. If you don't do that, you'll have to buy a completely new Railmaster package. Really unfortunate, but worth bearing in mind. Okay. This one's a double heading. If I bring that up, you can see the locos I've got designated, and you just click over here on the right, and that way I'd have the two Flying Scotsmans to do a bit of double heading. You can record a program. What's this one? Select a locomotive. So bring it up, you get all the locos. If you just select one, there we go, sorry, and it will add it here on the column on the right. Okay, but obviously we've already got them all on there. Then we have program accessory decoder. So obviously if you've got the Hornby accessory decoder units, that's what you can use to program everything. And the exit button. When it exits, it will save whatever changes you've made. Top right, it's got internet inactive, i.e. we're not using anything at the moment, it's not running, and no handheld to it, and controller. Now as long as that's green, that means you're connected to the controller, and as long as that's green, you're connected to the internet, but as you can see, both say inactive at the moment. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just put you back on the tripod again, and I will change this over on here. Alright, so all I need to do is take these out, put them into the program connection, like so, and we can take you through some programming, shall we? Right, the first thing is you want to set up your loco. So we click on the second tab in along the top here. Right, I hope you can see this okay, but this is where you set up, if ever you get a new loco and you want to add it to the system, this is where you'll do it. Alright, now we have, here we have class 2721 just there, and it gives you the details. Now if we click on here, you've got all these different locos, Hornby locos these are, which you can add. Alright, I think it's pretty good, and you can do a search at the bottom here. So if I did a search for, like, put in 2721, 2721, should find it. It's got that one, so no, that's not the one. I got ID 2723. Let's see, what about 27? There we are. That one. So you just double click on it and it'll bring the details up. You can add it to a group. So I suppose I could add it to something like GWR. So I keep all GWR locos in one group, BR locos in another, LNAR in a third group. You do it any way you want. You could have it just for shunters, diesel, steam, anything like that really. The other thing it does, these all come with preset cruising speeds and preset shunting speeds. So that's the cruise speed at 40, but the maximum speed is 45. If we had the loco detection unit up and going, we would put the ID number in there, and so when it went round, it'll pick up the ID number and it will know which loco it is. Fabulous, I think. And voice command, that I've got to have a play about yet. Along the bottom you can shift up between the locos, up and down. You can delete a loco, and you can change a current loco ID. So if I click on that, 2732 is the loco ID. Now that's actually the running number, which is what I'm trying to do with all the locos that I put on, providing they're 4 digits and below. And here is where we do the CVs, locomotive settings, and that's them. Okay, yeah, locomotive address, and start voltage, acceleration, deceleration. Now what I'd have to do is click on the green tick, and what will that do? It will run through the whole lot and get all the CVs. Now you've got at the top here, you've got 121. Now I've set that up just to find the locomotive address, okay? But if you wanted all of them, you change that to 255. And if you clicked on the green tick, it will start reading the decoder and getting all the details. But bear in mind, for all of those, that can take over an hour. So be very, very cautious on what details you want to find from it. But yes, this is where you set everything up. You put in, like, if you want to put a new code in, if it's a 3-digit, you put it in there. So you might put, oh, I want this loco to be 10, so you put 10. You can reset the maximum speed, the minimum speed. What else is there? To be honest, I don't even know what half of these things here are yet, but I am going to play about with them at some point. Alright, got all the F functions here, so you can reset those to whatever you want. I love it. I love the fact that you can change so many characteristics of it. If you want, in here you can only add a maximum of 127, number up to 127. If you want to add more than that, 128 up to the 9,999, you have to use this symbol, right 4-digit loco address. Now when I click on that, it automatically comes up with the loco ID already put in previously, the 2732. So if I clicked on that, green now, it would assign that to the loco. Alright, but it's already there. And of course, obviously, once you put your details in here, you just click on this one on the left, which looks like a little pencil, and it is write CVs to loco. And once that's done, your loco will be ready to go. So that's that bit done. You can print off a list of your locos. Oh, the other thing here on the CVs is that where was there's a pause. Well, I can't remember where it is now, but there is a place where you can actually print off the CVs. I'm sure it might actually be that. Let's have a look. No, but that is available anyway, to print off the CVs somewhere along the lines. And you can change the speed here. Pretty good actually. Straight from that to the handheld device. Alright, so if I just open up the iPad, and we have the icon here. If we open it up, right, this is actually, let's see, you should be able to see it starting to, perfect there. Pick the information, and regardless to what it said when we first started the software on the laptop, it has connected absolutely fine. You can see we've got loco 2732 and loco 6010. Obviously both are stationary at the moment. It gives you the details on what they are, class 2721 and Flying Scotsman, of which I'll be doing a review later on for you all. Okay, it also has a picture of the track plan. If you want to change the loco, you just click on here and you get the list, and you just pick the one that you want. Alright. Now, the IP address. So I said there's a problem when I first did it, it wouldn't recognise it. So if I click on settings, it'll take us back to this page. Alright, down here you've got everything that it's loaded. Hope you can see that okay. Up here you've got server IP address and server port. Now the instructions tell you to set it to server 30, which I have done, but the instructions say something a little bit different. I think it was 192.168.0.1 is what it says in the instructions. But if we come actually over to here, And down in the bottom right hand corner you can see, where are we? Let's have a look. These little boxes here. If you click on one, it opens this box up, and having a look, that's the IP address it gives me on here, and it ends actually in 15, not 1. Alright, and there's your port 30, so we could use any of those ports really we wanted, but I stuck with 30 and I changed it to 15. Alright, so that's really important, otherwise you'll find that your handheld doesn't work. So we close that down. Back to the handheld, just click top right hand corner, just press the button back, you're back to the screen. Okay, let's see, should I put the camera back on the tripod? And let's hope we can see it running. So, if I get the iPad up, hold it down here. Oh, sorry about that. Let me just tighten the camera up a bit. There. Right. And then just go. This is a bit difficult, isn't it? Just press up. Nah. And like all good things, plans don't always go as you expect them to. Right, what I forgot to do there was to actually change the connectors back over from the program terminals to the track terminals on the E-Link. Alright, so I've done that now. So let's try again, shall we? Let's go to cruise speed. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on. Try and get it so you can see. Hit cruise speed and off goes the loco. And obviously we can control it here by just up, down. No, it's not easy, is it? And stop. Right, I'm going to have to do it one-handed. So yeah, we can just let's. You have reverse and forward and cruise again, and off she goes. There. Comes round. Hit reverse. Bit more power. Slow her down. More power. Slow her down. So you see, can you imagine that being on your mobile phone, which I believe you can load it on a various amount of different mobile phones and different tablets as well. I've heard that there is a problem, or maybe not so much a problem, but the fact that you just can't load it onto is it Amazon Fire? I read some details about that. So if you've got Amazon Fire, have a look on some of the forums, and I think they've got solutions around it. You need to download a separate bit of software onto it to be able to actually load the Railmaster mobile device. But yeah, okay, that's about it for the E-Link and the Railmaster software. As I learn more, I will do some more videos and upload them for you all. Okay, hope you've enjoyed it. Have a lovely day, make the most of it before we all go back to work in what, 2 days time? So 3 days time, good grief, and that gone fast for 2 weeks. And I'll be back again with a review on my 2 limited edition Flying Scotsman. Okay, thanks for joining me, take care and speak soon. Bye bye.